So we're back yet again, huh?
Hello today.
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing fabulous.
Great. So, to start things off today, we're going to load out our turtles to see if I can't increase my attack power.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, and also to show off some of the abilities we can and cannot get, you know.
I mean, we're going up to level 2 now. We really gotta, stop pulling out the stops here.
Yes. Exactly how we gotta do this. So, spin attack's alright. I think I might try something a little different for this one round. Shell Crusher, you don't really want it. It shoots you ahead a little bit. I think Turtle Time works the best for what we want to do. Because it actually slows all the enemies down so you can hit them a lot more.
It's very, very useful one. I'm not a big fan of Shell Crusher either because I tend to miss half the time that I use it.
Yeah. So we're also going to upgrade it a little bit here so we can max out if we can. Nice.
Get plenty of extra training points there.
We got a whole lot of battle points to work with, yeah.
One level short of being able to max it out though.
I never tried the Flying Power Driver. I might look into that another time. So we're also going to try out... Well, maybe we won't use Turbo Mode for this one.
A lot of abilities you still gotta unlock. Or, well, pay to enable.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're just going to go through all the charms that we do have access to at this point. And unlike the abilities, you can only have one equipped per character. Or, as you can see, my control already has one of them equipped and such.
Yep. These you get for random drops throughout levels. Get to equip them between levels.
Yeah. They do various things, as the thing says, like increase your abilities to increase your attack power, freeze enemies, make you eat faster when you're in the revival zone, that kind of thing.
Actually make your shurikens useful.
Oh yeah, the exploding shurikens? Yeah, I think I picked those up. Right now we're just slowly rolling through so everybody can see what they can do for us at the moment. I don't go with invincibility ones because I never really heal my teammates that much, so I don't really see a need for it.
Yeah, you leave that to me in the multiplayer.
Yeah, you tend to do that, which is fine.
I'm really curious about how the collection still works, but some of these charms have only a single ability and some have two. It seems completely random what you end up with.
Yeah, kind of is. So I think for this one we're going to stick with Strength Up and Bomb Shuriken.
Nice. Bomb Shuriken actually makes them deal some decent damage.
Yeah, it may. And of course we're going to back ourselves in and get the other Strength Up so we can at least have a 10% increase in our strength.
However, unless you're playing on hard mode, that second charm isn't actually going to do anything.
I think... No, it already says there, 10% Strength Up.
It does right there, but it won't be in effect so that whatever's in the second slot unless you're on hard or very hard mode.
That didn't make any sense then.
Well,
because it wasn't available in the earlier time we played this.
But you have hard mode available now, right?
No, well, hard mode is available, and hard mode was always available. I still think it's given us 10% increase in strength because it's across our character.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. If you try to change it when you're at the actual level select, like, you go to level select and go to your loadout, I think it will give you a different message if you don't have hard or otherwise equipped, but we can check that out on a future video.
Or it might just tell us as we go in.
True. As far as I know, to unlock very hard, you have to be at every level on hard mode.
And no, it just says beat story mode on hard, so I'm assuming it's just beat the final stage in hard and be done with it.
Okay. Hopefully we can figure that out sometime too.
Yeah. So Home Run was a good move, but I'm going to give him the quick attack. I think that's what we did there. Yeah, quick attack.
I'm a fan of the turbo mode as well, although it doesn't last quite as long as I would like.
High jump is useless, don't ever use it, so we're going to give him something else here. Oh, that's right, we're going to go with the beam cannon.
The beam cannon is pretty fun, although it is kind of hard to hit anything that moves at all.
Yeah, I actually learned that. I thought it'd be an instant attack where it just shoots out a beam, but no, there's actually a little bit of time before it shoots things.
I played with it a little bit myself. I believe you get that one from beating Krang.
Yes, you do.
Time to jump into the grease of it.
Yeah. But first, we're gonna switch out. We're gonna play as Donatello today for the most part, and we're gonna go with the pre-order costume, which is Samurai.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a little jealous that you got that sweet samurai costume.
Yeah. Bring it on! And of course, now we gotta fight Rocksteady in this battle.
I like Rocksteady, but he's no Bebop.
No, because Bebop's the best there is.
Baby.
Shall we begin?
You were right, Sensei. The Foot are involved in the crime spike. We ran into them right here. Not exactly where we normally expect to find them operating.
There's nothing normal about this, Leo.
Yeah, we're picking up reports from all over the city. It's crazy up there.
Crazier than normal, you mean?
Yo, Mikey, that pizza almost warmed up or what? Come on. Ain't like we got all stinking night.
Patience, dude. Wise men say, you can't rush perfection.
It's a microwave, dweeb.
If Shredder is indeed initiating a full-scale assault against the city, we are already at a disadvantage. We must meet his overwhelming numbers with stealth and cunning.
And we're gonna have to dig deeper to find out exactly what we're up against.
Yeah, dig deeper and hit harder.
Speaking of digging in, here it is. Nuked for our noshing nourishment.
About time.
Looks great, Mikey.
I'm starving.
So good. Thank you, my son.
I told you, perfection. I'm an artiste, the Michelangelo of pizza. Wait a minute.
Okay, guys, time to go. We've got bad guys to hunt.
But
You can have more pizza later, Mikey.
more? Father?
Wise man say, you snooze, you lose.
Man, I totally hate wise men.
Splinter is still totally boss.
Dude.
Yes, he is.
It's one of the subway switch boxes.
If the Foot did this, they weren't using conventional weapons. No way a sword could cause this kind of damage.
April, are you getting this?
Yeah, and I'm picking up reports of destroyed switch boxes all throughout the subway system. Someone's deliberately sending the trains out of control.
All right, guys. Time to get to work.
Yeah, work.
Dude.
Alright, well, we're here in the subway level.
You have to find a way to stop them.
Unlike the city level we just left, this is actually a lot more linear.
Yep. City level, the first level, is probably one of the most open-ended levels, or as far as like exploration goes. You can go anywhere you want, anytime, other than going inside some of the buildings.
It'll probably take you to other areas.
Yeah, technically. I think it's, well, it's not the biggest level. That's coming up late. That'll come up later. That being said, there's really not a whole lot of stuff we can do in the subway besides fight enemies. There's going to be little hidden rooms off to the side, maybe one per area, and that's really about it. Unfortunately, this game does not give you much to do in ways of exploration.
Yeah, there's not like really big diversions. You're just picking out those doors by eye, but for most of these little hideouts you can check out, if you pull up your T-glass, they'll usually show up yellow, so you know that you can actually go inside of them.
Unless you've already been inside them, then they don't show up in your T-glass at all.
That makes sense.
But it's not that hard to tell what is a hideout, because usually all the hideouts look the same. Like for the subway, it's these doors that are half open. For the city one, it was the buildings that had the windows with people moving around inside them. You can actually see the shadows.
Always find it really hard to notice those. Probably just oblivious.
Unfortunately, I don't know how to find it for some of the other levels, because I remember when we hit the sewer level and such, we maybe found a hideout, but other than that, we didn't see any more after that one. So that's something I'm gonna have to look up to see if we can actually, what the hideouts look like for the sewer levels.
Yeah, I played with you on the second sewer level. Spoiler: there are multiple sewer levels. And I don't recall there being any that we could find. So.
Yeah.
A bomb!
Yeah, but it's easy to deal with. One thing I will comment on is the AI partners on this game are fairly good for what they are in this. In fact, they can handle themselves pretty well and will prioritize reviving others and yourself if you go down. So you don't have to get involved in any of the battles if you don't want to. You can let them handle everything.
Yeah, they're really good about immediately dropping everything to go revive you if you happen to go down.
Yeah.
Here we get to see an example of if multiple turtles try to do the same task. It does speed it up. Not a whole lot, but it goes about twice as fast if everyone's on it as opposed to just one person.
Yeah. It becomes a great advantage later on when you got a bunch of foot soldiers on you and you're trying to finish this thing up really quickly.
Definitely. Or in some of the cases where you're trying to open doors and stuff like that. What I do like about that is it's not a tap the button repeatedly, it's just hold down the button and be patient. Because
yeah,
as I've been button mashing for decades now, my fingers appreciate the break.
Yeah, it's a good design decision on this game's part.
No silly QTE where you have to push a bunch of random buttons or anything. Just hold B, and if you get hit, you get interrupted.
Alright, now a thing I'd like to note is the timer on the bombs actually matches the timer that was on the upper right portion of the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is a good touch.
Yeah, it is.
I like how you managed to get the most hits, despite the fact that you're spending all the time defusing those bombs.
Sensor's picking up something. The enemy has started moving.
Alright, and we get our first look at the rock soldiers. This game will actually never give them a name, at least not in the co-op mode, but if you know the show, you know what you're dealing with.
Unfortunately, the first rock soldier they pair you up with is the most annoying one. The one that shoots rockets that do a shit ton of damage.
Oh, man. Brain drain.
Yeah, that's actually true, but that's true to the games themselves, at least the older ones, where you did have rock soldiers that did have rocket bazookas on them. And this is Dawn's special combo ability.
Very similar to Leo's, but a bit wider of an area. And also goes up a little higher too, so you can hit aerial enemies with it. Leo's is just very circular.
Yeah.
Although I can only think of the one enemy that actually goes there. Oh, you just missed that Mauser. Man, can't believe it.
I don't think that was a Mouser. We'll actually get a better look at what that is later on, because the other two trolls just killed it before I can actually get a good look at it.
Okay. That's one of those.
From what I know, it runs from you as soon as it sees you, and... Oh well.
You know, I might be old-fashioned, but Mausers are still my favorite of the Ninja Turtle enemies.
Oh yeah, I remember in the co-op game you were talking about how there's no Mega Mouser in this. But if you remember, if you've seen part of Out of the Shadows, the other Ninja Turtle game I played, there was a Hydra Mouser, which was a giant three-headed Mouser that was controlled by Baxter.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed some of these greenish foot soldiers are like aiming lasers at you. Are they some kind of projectile that they shoot?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know what they do.
Other than stare at you creepily?
Yeah. It is a pretty neat touch that each of the foot soldiers are actually color-coded to the weapons they use. Like the white foot soldiers have the little hand weapons that you've seen them have in Ninja Turtles 2 on up. The purple ones, or at least some of the purple ones, are the pike ones, which is, I think, how they were in the other games too. No, we accidentally used the strength up, but I don't know that it does strength up at this point.
Strength up is probably the best of the potions, I would say. Especially useful for boss battles.
Yeah.
It's like a decent 25% boost to all damage.
So it's especially useful if you want to get the secret boss to show up, and because this requirement is to defeat the enemy, the boss in a quick enough fashion.
Precisely. Now, you might have noticed this in some previous videos, but right here, saw Dos like kind of hit a couple enemies and they died instantly. They had little question marks above their head. If you hit an enemy when they're unaware of you, it's an instant kill. You have a brief window when they see you to get it in. You'll see on the T-glass too that unaware enemies show up as yellow.
Right, and when they do become aware and start attacking you, they go red.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's only really useful between missions, because during missions, just any enemy that spawns is automatically aggroed, beelines for you, or whatever the objective is.
Yeah. So it is possible to stealth and such. Now, this is actually one of the few times you'll see a TV in a foot soldier hideout. And I think this is a generator. You'll see this everywhere, though.
Yeah, so it's really nice that the foot soldiers aren't just stealing, the city's municipal power. They have their own generator for their hideouts. Really thoughtful of them.
Yeah. And that's our speed increase.
Yes. And the third potion that is available is a jump increase, which basically gives you the same amount of jump as the special jump ability that you unequipped from Dawn before, which makes the jump ability even more useless. Like, if you really need to jump, you can go buy a potion, which we haven't shown off the store yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that is a Mauser with a little backpack.
Is it?
It is. It's a Mauser with a little yellow backpack. It drops an item.
Huh.
Special Mauser. Special secret
All right.
Mauser.
Now, I will say there was a quest here on my first run through this little section, which was basically called Save the Hot Dog Stand. We had to defend a hot dog stand from a bunch of foot soldiers coming in to try to destroy it.
Unfortunately, you do not get any hot dogs, or as they would be called in New York, water dogs.
Yeah.
Or the water dogs.
You do not get hot dogs from the hot dog stand, but you do get a collectible, I think.
I could eat a dozen of these.
Which goes to show that for a lot of these levels, all of the basic concepts, like protect a thing, get a thing, move a thing from a place to place, kill all the enemies, are all in there somewhere in some variety. Ooh, here we got a very special. Is this an elite?
I think so, yeah, I don't know.
He's like the other black and white foot soldiers with swords, but he really screws you over with his blocks.
Now, even though Leo's walking through the flames, we can't actually do that without hurting ourselves.
Because gold makes you immune, of course.
Yeah, apparently. But again, that's another one, that is a nice touch I like about this game, is how your AI partners will also try to complete the objectives themselves if you let them. So I could have actually ignored the computer thing and the dynamite and let the other turtles do it themselves.
When we did co-op before, it was 3 of us and 1 AI person with us, which I think actually worked out just perfectly because the AI tend to be more responsive to something unexpected happen, like one of us dying and immediately reviving us, or if some enemy started attacking the objective and we were distracted, do something about it. See here, you're getting affected by the Krang UFO special, which is various random status effects.
Well, depending on which one it is, each Krang UFO actually uses a different status effect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I guess I should say something about this here. Again, on our original run of this stage, the Krang did not actually show up, or the Krang ships didn't show up until later in the game when you actually ran into them for the first time. After that, they start showing up in earlier levels.
Oh, okay.
I think the same thing goes with the Rock Soldier. We actually never saw the Rock Soldier initially until later in the game, but once you did see them, they started to come in the earlier places too.
That's nice. The one side, you know, makes the early game a lot easier, and you gradually learn enemy techniques. But after you've learned everything, it doesn't make the first levels super boring by only putting in the weak chaff that are easy to counter.
No, that's technically true. It adds a little bit of replayability. For those that you want to come in and probably time attack the hell out of this.
Yeah, these carry an object from point A to B missions I find to be the most monotonous, because they tend to take the longest because one turtle moves slow and one person has to basically do nothing. And usually your mission rank is based on your time, so if you don't really cut it close on the time, then you're probably going to get an A, like case in point.
Well, that's where this difficulty, I think it actually becomes a lot harder and higher difficulties because you have a much higher chance of getting your butt whooped.
True, true. Find more loot to steal.
And a missile turret.
But unfortunately,
And a junk drink, like you said.
your inventory is currently full up. Each turtle does have their own separate inventory, so if you swap between them, they'll have different items. That's one way.
No, they won't.
They won't?
No, not for single player mode. I actually do it later on. We'll swap between characters, and they all carry whatever items I bought from the sewer thing.
I see. Huh.
I knew it. It's the
That's
enemy.
interesting to know.
Yeah, only in multiplayer will you actually have different items.
Location now.
Now, this Rock Soldier was here originally too, so this hasn't actually changed at all.
This is like the first one you encounter, I think.
Yeah, this would be the first proper one we would have actually encountered in game. And I was trying to use the beam to hit him, but I was behind him, so I shot it the wrong direction.
Yeah, unfortunately, unless you're already locked onto enemies, which you can do by, well, I think you do on keyboard, but with my controller, it's pushing the left thumbstick. It'll just shoot off in some random direction, basically.
Yeah, it's so that I gotta learn how to do lock-ons and everything.
The enemy can't. Those big Rocksteady guys, the rock soldiers with the hammers, can be dangerous though if they do their slam attack with the hammer, because it does a lot of damage.
They'll get a much better chance of showing off what they can do later on.
You don't gank them all. Are you gonna figure out how to turn off those purple laces this time?
No, it does it itself.
Yes, that did it. Get in there, guys.
And basically, Cecil made a reference in the fact
Clues as to what's
when
happening
I
around this place.
foolishly believed that the secret bosses were hidden throughout the levels, I thought it would be behind that door there, so I'd try to find a way to shut down the lasers. But no, it does it itself.
Yeah, unfortunately the game isn't that clever. It's just getting the secret bosses, which so far my opinion is just beat the boss really fast and the time limit's a little strict.
Yeah.
We'll show those off at another point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to properly do it when we do. I'm not going to tell you whether we do it here or not, so I'll leave that as a surprise.
I like surprises.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Mazo, he hates surprises.
Oh, he loves them. Alright, so this quest actually stays the same. I think it's either computers or bombs that we find on this particular section. No, it's always computers, never mind. Because this is how we find Rocksteady.
Where he's hiding.
This section is it's a little perilous, especially for your AI, which are kind of oblivious to the trains.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about much because yes, foot soldiers are showing up, but I don't have to deal with them again. My AI buddies will handle them for me. So I can go for that sweet, sweet S rank fairly easily.
Just beeline for each one. The enemies,
Yeah.
which try to interrupt you, also are oblivious to the trains, so that's a plus there. Just run right into the trains, and for this part, it's like what, all Mausers and weak foot soldiers that get one hit by him.
Well, now since I haven't seen it here, it's usually foot soldiers, and I think our rock soldier will actually show up right there.
Well, that one's an elite one. He's got a purple aura.
Stop them.
Yeah. But you know what? We don't have to worry about him.
He's away he goes. Bye, guy.
Well, then I think if we complete this objective here, he actually goes away since he's actually tied to the mission.
Although it's also good to kill those elites because the elite scrolls are tougher to get, and they have a higher chance of dropping them. So one thing we haven't mentioned is how you get HP, which I'm fairly certain is based on the current number of points that you've gotten throughout the levels.
Yeah, I actually never really put much thought into it. I know we increase our max HP as the game progresses, depending on how we do on our various objectives within each stage.
Well, at the start of each stage, you start with 4 or 6 HP, depending on the level, and at certain point thresholds, you'll get one more point of HP, and whenever you get a point of HP, it also refills it. That's one reason, like, if you get a silver collectible, which gives you like 500 points, you'll usually also get some HP up as well.
For any
Right.
situation.
Okay.
And usually when you clear a mission, you get a shit ton of points, especially if you S-rank it. So there you get another piece of HP. It's another reason also to get a better rank on each individual part of the mission, because you're more likely to get enough points to get some more HP with that level.
Right. Makes sense. Alright, so one thing I actually noticed right here is that each of the cans actually have a different icon on them besides color.
That's right.
Like the speed one has a little sprinting man, the jumping ones have a little jumping guy, and the ones that give us strength have punchy people on them.
It's like doing an uppercut. That's all.
It looks what he's doing, yeah.
Carefully considering your choices.
Can't help but notice that you've gone with my favorite beverage, the red juke.
Well, like I said, you talked to me about how you got Rocksteady to show up in the Bebop battle, so I thought I'd take your advice and actually see if we can get it to work.
Bring it.
Now, when I did it myself, and I did manage to get the secret to come up. I did use Wrath, because I believe that his combo attack basically does the most single target damage.
Huh.
Because his is more like focused on just one opponent as opposed to everyone else's, which are more area based.
Okay, I see that.
Which might have been the one thing that allowed me to kill or damage him fast enough to summon the secret boss.
Well, I went with Leonardo because I already gave him 10% strength, and he has a giant hologram which does a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, that giant hologram is awesome.
Oh man, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna do this a lot quicker than originally.
I think the odds of running into a rhino during your daily commute are negligible, Mikey. I was bored. What daily commute? He just sits on the couch and plays video games all day. You know,
I can relate
people
with
in
Mike.
glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Ouch.
Yeah, see how quickly we're taking this guy down?
Yeah, dealing a lot of damage to him here.
So we'll chug it again and going for more. That is the exploding shuriken.
Wow, that was a lot of damage real quick. Shuriken strikes do a lot more damage. I didn't think about the so you can use just normal shurikens infinitely and throw them, but the shuriken attack is separate. Super shuriken. I didn't think that would actually make that more powerful, but it makes sense. Yeah, you're just ripping this guy apart.
Yeah, but you see nothing's happening. It should be right around health bar 4 is when the other boss should come in.
Rocksteady's moves are very similar to his rock soldiers with the hammers, but he's got a few range attacks that are worth noticing. And his smash attack hits basically the entire arena, so you got to either jump over the ground or use your turtle dodge to avoid it. And he's dead. That was quick.
Yeah, he went down a lot faster than Bebop did. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us how long it took to beat up this boss. I think it was like maybe under 2 minutes.
One nice thing about playing on co-op is that you get all those BP points for yourself. Or not co-op, on single player.
Splendid. Your daily training is proving beneficial.
And we still S-ranked it, so we're good.
Interesting. You can upgrade those. I thought the upgrades were based entirely on gaining levels, but you didn't gain a level for that.
I really gotta find what those fucking scrolls are.
I'm telling you, man, they're for upgrading your charms.
They can't be, because it one even says Rocksteady Guide.
Uh-huh. It is totally for upgrading charms.
Sorry about spoiling your fun, Horn Dome, but ain't you a little too big to be playing with trains?
Fun? Ha! You stupid turtles ain't seen nothing yet! Nah, chumps. The fun's just getting started.
What the? Where'd he go?
Whoa, just like a cute magician's bunny. Except, you know, he's a big, ugly, psychopathic rhino dude.
What did the big psycho mean by just getting started? No time for that now. We've got our own train to catch.
Okay, who's next?
I guess you're right. It only did give us a 5% strength up. Because there it is right there.
Unfortunately, you only get that second charms effect if you're playing on hard, and the third if you're playing on very hard.
Here's the thing. If we actually did go to hard, it bumped his health from 7 bars to 9 health bars.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, and that's not including also the extra damage he does and everything else.
Now, all the enemies do extra damage at that point. If you do increase difficulty, that's the big difference in the difficulty.
Right. Well, that's what I meant. It's not just including that, which to make him even harder to fight.
No. So yeah. Anyway, join us next time as we I think go on to Slash.
Oh, fun! I only got to fight Slash the one time on the bus rush. See you then, guys.
Yep. Bye.